How are you doing, folks? This is the Pop Music Freak. I am back with another Song Facts Countdown video. We're up to number 850 on my list of 1,000 favorite songs of all time. It is a big hit for Mariah Carey back in 1993. The song is Hero. So let me give you all the song facts. There's a whole lot here. This may take a while. So I suggest you pack a lunch or a snack at least. Alright. Hero is a song by American singer-songwriter and record producer Mariah Carey. Released on October 18, 1993 via Columbia Records as the second single from her third studio album, Music Box, from 1993. The song was originally recorded by Gloria Estefan. The song was written and produced by Carey and Walter Afanasieff. While writing the song, Carey did not connect to its style or sound, therefore forfeiting it over to Estefan, who sang it for the soundtrack of the film of the same name in 1992. However, after being convinced by Sony executive Tommy Mottola to keep it, she changed some of the lyrics to more precisely fit her personality. Lyrically, the song is regarded as one of Carey's most inspirational and personal ballads, with its protagonist declaring that even though people may feel discouraged or down at times, in reality they are heroes if they look inside themselves and see their own inner strength. In time, it will help them find the way. The song received mixed reviews from contemporary music critics for its lyrical content, while Carey's vocal performance was praised. Aside from its lyrics, Hero derived its hook and sound from several musical instruments such as the guitar, piano, and organ. The song was a global success, reaching the top 5 in Canada, France, Ireland, New Zealand, and Norway, the top 10 in Australia, the United Kingdom, and becoming Carey's 8th chart topper on the US Billboard Hot 100. Additionally, it was ranked number 53 on the Decade End chart of the 90s. Due to fan requests and letters, as well as her connection to its personal meaning and content, the song remains one of Carey's most performed songs. Deemed by many as her signature song, the song was originally performed on the Arsenio Hall Show, The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, and Hey Hey It's Saturday during its original chart run. Additionally, Carey performed it on several live telethons and specials, such as Pavarotti and Friends and Michael Jackson and Friends in 1999, America A Tribute to Heroes in 2001, Live 8 in 2005, and inaugural ball for Barack Obama in 2009. Additionally, the song was featured on the set list of all of Carey's tours, usually serving as the encore or closing number, and making its debut during the album's accompanying set of concerts, the Music Box Tour. The song was included on several of Carey's compilation albums, Number One's Greatest Hits, The Ballads, and Number 1 to Infinity. Throughout the course of her career, Carey has re-recorded the song twice and filmed other music videos aside from the original. The first music video for the song was filmed by Larry Jordan in July 1993 during a private concert at Proctor's Theater, later released on the home video Here Is Mariah Carey. In 2001, following the September 11th attacks, Carey re-recorded the song as a mashup single titled Never Too Far / Hero Medley, a medley with her single at the time, Never Too Far. Additionally, prior to the release of her compilation album, The Ballads, Carey re-recorded Hero and filmed a new video featuring behind-the-scenes footage of the studio. Hero won 2 ASCAP Rhythm and Soul Music Awards, 1 ASCAP Pop Music Award, and 1 BMI Pop Award for the Songwriter Award. The song has been covered many times during both studio and live recordings, such as on global singing competitions. It was officially released October 18th of 1993 and was recorded sometime in 1992. I don't have a specific date on that. Alright, background on the song. Mariah Carey's second studio album, Emotions, contained influences from mostly 50s, 60s, and 70s balladry and gospel, as well as her continued work of R&B and soul. The album, while praised by some as more mature and raw, failed to reach the critical or commercial heights of a debut effort, and could not introduce Carey to a different market. Following these events, Columbia decided to market the singer in a similar fashion to a debut, only have her produce a more commercial and radio-friendly album. Plans were to tone down Carey's vocals and soften the album's production, leaving a more contemporary pop record. Agreeing to the change, Carey and producer Walter Fanisev, forgive me if it's not pronounced correctly, began writing and recording material for her third studio effort, Music Box. The B-side of the single Everything Fades Away was never introduced on the Music Box album, and was not performed by Carey for years until the early 2020 leg of her The Butterfly Returns residency, when she performed parts of the song with her background singers and singer JoJo as part of a series of snippet videos recorded for her fans. Aside from her work as a vocalist and a record artist, Carey was becoming known as a songwriter, having penned and produced all of her own material throughout her career. During the production of Music Box, she was approached by Epic Records to write and record a song alongside Afanasieff and release it on the soundtrack to the 1992 film Hero, featuring Dustin Hoffman and Gina Davis. While Carey was interested in the project, Mottola was very adamant over not allowing Carey to take part in anything involving film, fearing it would hurt her career. Additionally, Columbia felt uneasy about allowing her highest-selling recording artist to contribute to another label, even a branch of the same parent company, Sony. Instead, it was agreed upon that Carey would write a song for the soundtrack that would instead be recorded by another artist. Still interested in working for the film, Carey agreed to pen the feature song for the film, intended for fellow female singer Gloria Estefan. Carey and Afanasieff sat together in a studio in New York. Over the course of 2 hours, composed the song's melody, lyric, and concept. In an interview with Fred Bronson, Afanasieff discussed the process in which they had completed the rough version of the song. I went to New York and we were in the studio and came to a break. I was sitting at the piano and told Mariah about this movie. Within 2 hours, we had this incredible seed for this song, Hero. It was never meant for Mariah to sing. In her mind, we were writing a song for Gloria Estefan for the movie. And we went into an area that Mariah didn't really go into in her words. It was a little bit too schmaltzy, or too ballady, or too old-fashioned as far as melody and lyrics. As they completed the song's demo, Tommy Mottola, CEO of Sony Music Entertainment, and Carey's fiancée walked into the studio. After hearing the rough version of the song, on which they were still working, he became interested in it, asking what project the song belonged to. Carey explained to him the concept of how the song would be used for the film Hero. Mottola immediately took an intense liking to the song, responding, "Are you kidding me? You can't give this song to this movie. This is too good, Mariah. You have to take this song. You have to do it." Initially, Carey was guided by the subject of the film, but Afanasieff acknowledged that she made it a very personal song after deciding to keep it, altering some of the lyrics, key, and instrumentation. After their decision to keep Hero, Afanasieff went back to the staff at Epic and told them they had failed to come up with a song for the soundtrack. Estefan never heard the tune was originally meant for her, and the song that ended up in the soundtrack was Heart of a Hero, written, produced, and recorded by Luther Vandross. In the following weeks, after completing the song, Afanasieff spoke with Bronson about its recording and how Carey created several versions of the track. There was a simpler performance on tape and a more difficult one, with Mariah singing out more with more licks, but we chose a happy medium. The song really calls for not anything really fancy, but she's always fighting the forces inside of her because she's her own devil's advocate. She wants to do something that's so over the top and use her talents and the voice she has, but she also knows she has to restrain herself and do what the music really calls for. So, it is a mid-tempo ballad. It was written by Carey and Afanasieff and was released as the second single from her third album, Music Box. It incorporates music from several musical instruments, including piano, guitar, and organ. According to the sheet music published at musicnotes.com by Alfred Music Publishing, the song is set in common time with a moderate tempo of 62 beats per minute. It is composed in the key of E major, with Carey's vocal range spanning from a low note of G to a high note of E. That's pretty much the song, official information on what the notes are. What else can I tell you? There were 3 lawsuits for plagiarism against this song, but apparently the truth has won out. This was something they sat in a room, Carey and a fan of Steph, and wrote the song within 2 hours. That is apparently true. These cases were all thrown out and called civil, pretty much, an attempt to get money out of big stars. That is pretty much it, So, other than that, critics, some said it was over the top, a little too ballady. Other people said this is fantastic, but its timing is not the greatest because of Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You" was a year earlier, and Mariah Carey trying to keep pace. But with her voice, you can't begrudge her that. And people can't decide to change all their performances and not do ballads anymore just because one was a huge hit and you don't want to be called a copycat, All right, anyway, so in terms of chart statistics, Hero became Carey's 8th number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, reached the number 1 position in its 10th week, and spent 4 weeks at the top, from December 25th, 1993 to January 15th, 1994. It replaced again by Janet Jackson and was replaced by Bryan Adams, Rod Stewart, and Sting's "All for Love." In total, the song remained in the top 40 for 25 weeks, with 16 of those spent in the top 10. On the Billboard year-end chart for 1994, Hero finished at number 5 and number 53 on the decade-end chart for the 90s. Number 3 on the year-end airplay chart. Hero has been certified platinum by the RIAA, denoting shipments of over 1 million units throughout the country. Prior to the song's recital at Carey's concert at Madison Square Garden on December 10, 1993, during her Music Box tour, she announced that the proceeds from the stateside sales of the single were to be donated to the families of the victims of the 1993 Long Island Railroad shooting. The song was dedicated to the 3 men who subdued the shooter on stage that night, 3 days after the tragedy. Carey was a frequent rider on the LIRR rush hour service out of Penn Station when she lived in Long Island. In Canada, the song debuted at number 64 on the Canadian RPM singles chart during the week of November 6, 1993. During the week of December 4th, Hero reached its peak position of number 3, staying there for 3 consecutive weeks, and a total of 21 weeks within the top 100. Hero finished at numbers 48 and 22 on the Canadian year-end chart for 93 and 94. And that's about it. I'm going to skip ahead here. We got a huge amount of stuff on this song. A lot of song facts. Let's see. Hero was awarded and nominated for awards throughout the music industry. At the 12th ASCAP Awards, Carey took home the award for Rhythm and Soul Songwriter. The following year, at the 13th annual ceremony, Hero won Carey Awards for Rhythm and Soul Songwriter and Pop Songwriter. The song was awarded a BMI Pop Award at the ceremony in 1995. Additionally, it was nominated for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance at the 37th Annual Grammy Awards, but it lost to Sheryl Crow's All I Want to Do. Let's see what we got. Live performances. It's been performed on a lot of shows, on a lot of benefit concerts, on a lot of her tours through the years. So that's not surprising news. In terms of personnel who performed on the actual song, let's see what we got here. It was recorded at the Plant Studios in Sausalito, California, and the Record Plant in Los Angeles. Vocals were recorded and mixed at Right Track Studios in New York. The recording engineer was Dana John Chappelle. Mariah Carey did co-production, songwriting, and vocals. Walter Afanasieff co-production, songwriting, also played keyboards and acoustic guitar on the record. Michael Landau played guitar. Dana John Chappelle, music and vocal engineering. David Gleason, additional engineering. Mick Guzowski mixed it. and Bob Ludwig mastered it. He is one of the top master folks in the business, for sure. Over 1,000 songs that were hits. Alright, so weekly charts again. Let's go over where else was number one. Canada's adult contemporary chart hit number one. Billboard Hot 100, mainstream top 40, as I mentioned. Urban contemporary on radio and records chart. Let's see, top fives. Number 3 overall in Canada in the Canadian pop chart. Number 5 in France. Number 5 in Ireland. Number 2 in New Zealand and number 2 in Norway. And that is about that. Okay. In terms of certifications and sales, as I mentioned, it sold over 1 million copies in the US and was certified gold. We also, actually, if you include all the digital downloads, since then, it's been certified up to double platinum at this point, which is 2 million total sales. In Australia, went double platinum. New Zealand platinum. Norway gold and silver in France and the UK. So what else do we have? There are some remakes of the song, of course. A big hit like this, you know it's going to be remade. Japanese performer Miho Nakayama did a version of the song in 1994, and it charted in Japan, going as high as number 8 on the charts in Japan in 1994. And it was also certified platinum in Japan. The X Factor UK 2008 contestants did a version of the song, and in the UK it hit number 1 and was number 19 for the decade in the UK. Also certified double platinum, 1.2 million copies sold. That which is more than Mariah Carey version sold in the UK, believe it or not. And it's been done by other people, it's been sampled, it's been used so many times. So that's about it. Those are all the song facts that I think are relevant. It's a big record. I mean, I wasn't a tremendous Mariah Carey fan through the years, but I like this song. It's a moving song. It certainly is. There was one time I heard it at Madison Square Garden. What's his name? Messier was retiring from the NHL. And they did a whole ceremony thing, gave him stuff, you know, as they do. When the superstars retire, you know, everyone else honors them. And they played the song, and it was very moving and touching, for sure. Alright, so that is it. It's number 850 on my top 1,000 list. I hope you enjoyed this song facts video. I hope you learned something you didn't know about the song. So please like the video, please share it with your friends, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Kind of building things up. We're kind of stagnating in the 1200s here. I want to keep this going. Please hit the bell. That'll notify you when videos are being released onto YouTube. Please look here for the new releases because I'm having issues with Facebook limiting the number of links I can post for all these videos. They're stopping me after a few. And which is very hard to do when you're trying to grow a channel and you already have 150 videos out, you know. I want people to see all of them, you know. So that's it for now. Thank you all very much for watching. I wish you a pleasant day and peace and love.